Okay, let's take
Well,
some
it's
questions.
time to bring it on with some email questions, Pat. This first one comes from Glenda, who says, Pat, I'm curious about the brown Bible on the table during the show. My husband and I watch the show daily, and nothing's ever mentioned or the Bible moved. What is its history?
All right, give me a camera. Where's the camera? Come on, get off that. Let me show you. There you go. All right. We've had this since the early days in Portsmouth. We used to have it, laid out on the counter ahead of, in front of us. We had a great big old rock out there, and we put it on the rock. And this is a New American Standard Bible that we've had around forever, and it's here. If you need something to refer to, it's always we can always open it up and refer to it.
Yes, and we do that sometimes.
Yeah,
You just
okay,
don't see it on the show.
but it's got a history of maybe 40, 45 years it's been around. Okay, that's what it is. Next question.
Okay, this is a viewer who says, what does it mean when the Bible says, quote, peace, and then the end shall come?
I think, I wish you all would read the Bible a little more carefully. The Apostle Paul said, when men say peace and safety, in other words, there'll be a false peace, a false sense of security just before a serious blow to the world. And so that's something to look for. You'll think everything is just swimmingly good, and then bang, it's going to happen. All right.
This is Pat, who says, in the book of Luke, Jesus said something that troubles me. He said, do you think I have come to bring peace? No, I've come to divide people against each other. I thought Jesus was loving. It seems like the exact opposite of something Jesus would do.
We've got a wrong conception of love. It's not loving to surrender your deep convictions and beliefs. And let's face it, Jesus Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody comes to the Father but by me. Now, if somebody comes along and says Muhammad is the way and he's the prophet of God and Jesus is not, then there's going to be a division. And people are going to be divided over that, because the claims of Christ were, he said, if you're not with me, you scatter. You're not with me is against me. So that's the way it is. I mean, I don't know about loving and all that other. Sure, he's loving, but he's also truthful, and truthful cuts, and he cuts like a knife. All right.
This is Katrina, who says, when someone gives their life to Christ, the Spirit of God lives in us. Is this something that we can feel physically, or is it just a spiritual manifestation?
Well, it's kind of both, because there is a time that you can sense the presence of God within you, and I feel God, and he's all over me. They sing in the churches, I can feel him in my feet, I can feel him in my hands, I can feel him all over me.
That's an old song.
But don't look for feeling. It is by faith and deep inside. But there come a time that you begin to the joy of the Lord swells up within you, and you begin to shout praises to the Lord. All right.
This is Cynthia, Pat, who says, at what point does our soul leave our bodies? The moment of death or just before death? And how long does it take to get to heaven? When my eyes close for the final time on earth, will they then open right before God?
Instant. I think, this day you'll be with me in paradise. There's no gap. What is speed? The fastest thing is the speed of thought. Think that you're on Mars, and you're on Mars. Think that you're in the farthest galaxy, and you're in the farthest galaxy. The speed of thought is the fastest of all. And in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, bang, you're there. Now, when does the soul, I think the soul, in a sense, leaves the body when the physical life stops. And some people say, well, it's after 3 days. It's after this and that, the other. I don't know, because the Bible isn't clear on that. But I think the Apostle Paul said whether to remain in the flesh or to depart and be with the Lord. I think the idea is we depart and we're with the Lord, and that's what we've got to know about. All right.
Okay, this is Manolo, who says, you said not even Jesus knows when he's coming back, only the Father knows that information. My question is, if Jesus is God and God is all-knowing and he and the Father are one, why doesn't Jesus know about the second coming?
You know something? I didn't say that. Jesus did. He said, not even the Son knows. But was he talking? I presume he was talking about his earthly existence. And as a man, the date of his return was hidden from him. I think now that he's in the presence of the Father, he knows exactly when he's coming back. But he said this is something the Father had reserved unto himself, and he didn't share it with the Son while he was here on earth. Now, he doesn't say that. He said only the Father knows it. So I don't want to, change what Jesus said. But I think that's the way we should probably interpret that, is he was speaking of his human existence, and as a human being, he did not know the exact day or hour when he was coming back. That was it. Only the Father knew it. That's what he said. That's not what I said. It's what he said. All right.
Well, we do thank you for your questions. You know we love hearing from you, and you're able to submit them at cbn.com.